Okay, guys. First thing we're going to do today is we're going to talk about the new HOI4 Dev Diary. Okay. All right. Dev Diary. Here we are. The HOI4 Soviet Union historical and common branches. So, what does that mean? That basically means we're not going to get in any ahistorical stuff today. The main ahistorical paths, democratic, fascist, monarchist, or a combination of those will not be shown today. It is just going to be the historical Soviet path and some of the offshoots. So what do we have right now? ISIF Stalin. They've renamed Stalin. It's a different Stalin now. Communism, totalitarian regime, never elections, all Union of American Communists. And we have 3 national paths. Let's have a look. So here we go. So he gains political power. He's the heart of steel. Loses stability. Gains war support. Improved relations opinion -5%. Interesting. It's actually kind of interesting. That's actually kind of good because in a way it reflects the Soviet Union was kind of isolated after the revolution. And then master impact 0.1. That's interesting. So does it start with any puppets? No. Okay. I just wanted to check. There doesn't seem to be anything in the dev diary about that. This is such a big dev diary. Oh my goodness. Well, you're not going to spend too much time on this. But this kind of it gives the impression that you start with puppet states. And they're slowly breaking away. I like the concept of this. The idea that you've got states that are always trying to pull away from you and you have to do things for them to make them stay. That actually makes the puppet mechanics very different. Maybe puppets should work like that generally. Maybe puppets should always have liberal desire that's trying to break away. And you as the puppet master should try your very best to reel them back in. At the very start of the game, Tanutuva and Mongolia are a puppet state, but maybe they are in this. Who knows? Home of the Revolution, that's the same. The Trotsky plot, I think that's different now. You lose political power for that, but you're losing stability now. So you got the NKVD guy, one of the new slots. Apparently you start with this guy, and then you can go lose more stability for more paranoia, I'm guessing. Like a passive ticking of autonomy. Yeah, I always think the idea of a puppet state in HOI4 is a little bit too... Like, it gives you too much, and it's too easy to hold on to them. They should always be trying to break away at all times, and you should be able to convince them to stay by giving something. It's like a trade, you know, like, you'll stay for longer if we give you X, Y, Z. It feels like that's a better way of doing it. Because, I mean, right now, if you occupy it, you have to deal with occupations, you have to deal with resistance, you have to try and deal with it before compliance ticks up. These are all things you've got to think about. And short term, they're pretty painful. But with puppets, it feels like a big freebie. Like, just giving it for free. And I know they can break away if you take their resources or use their manpower. But for the most part, you have to do that yourself. And if you just choose to ignore the puppet state, you have to deal with that. Okay. So we've got some new advisors here. 150 political power. So it looks like this is a bit different now. They're grayed out when you can't select them. And this guy's grayed out without an X. So I wonder if he's only unlockable by a focus tree. It probably is. This is so much better. This is a change in the interface. This never used to work like this. In the past, well, the way it currently is, it's hard to tell who you can get and how you can get hold of them. From my honest opinion, I feel like, maybe I'll disagree with this at some point when I think about it, but maybe it should sort them by who you can get. But then if you change the order of them, people lose their muscle memory, don't they? I don't know. Okay, I'm on the fence with that one. We have some new generals. This is interesting. It's got a hat icon. I wonder if this is the icon to give him a desk job and make him a high command guy. That button. The NKVD replacements the princess by killing them, and they got accused of some random plots. Cool. So it all ties into the purge, doesn't it? And here we go. The big boy. The big lad. Oh, my goodness. This is huge. So transpolar flights is a focus that we currently already have. Expand the Red Fleet is something that we've already seen before. Heavy metal. Oh, damn. We have a 5-year plan. Another 5-year plan. Another 5-year plan. We love the 5-year plan. Transformation of nature, that's something we've had before. I feel like some of these are a bit too far down the focus tree to be worthwhile. If this gives like 8 rubber, like it currently does, it's not really worth it, is it? To get this far down the focus tree. Yeah. Nothing particularly sticks out to me. Mine warfare, that's new. What we got here? Found the PCDI. Merge tank and material plants. Interesting. The Road of Life. That's interesting. The Road of Life. Wasn't that like a supply thing? I have a feeling the way it's going to work right now is like the Soviets are going to have like so many buffs to supply, where the Germans are going to like have so many debuffs. So you're going to have that. You're going to be playing a war of attrition. It's not going to be necessarily about the battles. It's going to be about who can sustain that struggle of attrition for so long. Oh, that's going to be so cool. I'm so excited about that. Experts in camouflage. Ooh. I like the concept of guerrilla warfare for the Soviet Union. Like stuff that's behind enemy lines, like the Ukraine and the Belarusians. They're all constantly fighting against the Germans internally, and they have to form their own partisans. Oh, that's so cool. Classified? So, you can't go that way. But the only one we've got an option to is the path of Marxism-Leninism, and then the center. The center is the historical path. Yeah. So it's about purging the non-Stalinist believers, purging the Trotskyites, and then building the Father of Nations at the bottom. God, that's... I've seen the buff for that. I posted it on Twitter today. Oof. So this is going to be the Trotsky path, isn't it? And I have a feeling the Trotsky path is going to open up the idea of democracy and maybe a monarchist path. Who knows? I don't know. It actually doesn't make sense, actually. If it's the path of Marxist-Leninism, these are all going to be Marxist-Leninist ideas, aren't they? There's going to be democratic ideas, the idea of co-ops, syndicalism, a more left-leaning Soviet Union, Middle Eastern diplomacy. So this is like, this is about building the Comintern. Okay. Addressing internal affairs, NKVD primacy, Patriarch fall of Russia. Yeah, so it looks like the stuff further right here, you can't see it. It's where that line goes. It goes towards either democratic or non-line paths. There is a chance we might not get a democratic path. There is a chance we might not get a fascist path. But I will tell you what, we will be getting a monarchist path. I have no doubt about that. Because for some reason, I don't know why, you guys love monarchist paths, okay? I don't know why, but you guys get big. You get big happy over monarchist paths. So we got industry offer, heavy industry, finish the 5-year plan, blah, 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 industry, blah, blah, blah. I love them to hover over some of these and show me what they actually give you, because it's hard to judge what it actually is. Foreign exports is interesting. National specialists. This is building internally and trying to support on foreign affairs. Develop the Urals. That's interesting. 5-year plan. So this eats consumer goods, adds more efficiency cap, reduces efficiency growth, but gives construction speed? Whoa, okay. That's really crap. That's really rubbish. Oh, apparently you can build it more and more. Let's have a look here. So we've got 7% consumer goods, 10% efficiency retention. That's okay. Efficiency cap 10%. Okay. Efficiency growth minus 10%. That's not good. Civilian 5%. Oh, that's awful. Industrial concern minus 15%. Only 15%. I'm going to say this, guys. I haven't read these in and out, okay? But these bonuses are rubbish. They're absolute trash. I think what's happening here is they're trying to restrict how powerful the Soviet Union can become just by building up your own internal industry. I guarantee you that this is a nerf for the Soviet Union. I guarantee you. So just have a read of this. The 5-year plan was ruined after Barbarossa, so it is our president in HOI4. All the focus is related to the 5-year plan. Get locked. However, once the Soviet Union gets dragged into a war against the major power, meaning that once the Great Patriotic starts, the 5-year plan goes to hell. However, you will need your current national spirit. You'll keep your current national spirit with all its bonuses, but you won't be able to progress any further. Interesting. So there's an option here. If you just say, fuck the military reforms, I'm just going to go full industry. You can basically get the best well, for the 5-year plan. But it isn't even that good anyway. I don't know how I feel about that, guys. I'll say this. I acknowledge the Soviet Union is very, very strong in its current state. I acknowledge that. But one thing I will say is, no one wants to go for focuses that give shitty bonuses, okay? Has any of you guys ever hovered over a certain national focus and it gives a bonus that's just so pathetic, you're like, you never really want to touch it? And in that case, like, what's the point? What's the point? I don't know. Maybe there's something we're missing here. Who knows? Anyway, 5-year plan, blah, blah, blah. You cannot continue because you have locked because you're at war with a major power. You have... Oh, so apparently auto disables when you have more than 100 factories. So it's the idea that you're building your industry up. Interesting. 75% bonuses for research technology. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. And this doesn't have any negatives now. Is this the final one? So hard to judge this without actually looking at the focus tree. Oh, I can't wait to get this focus tree, guys, and have a little completely dissect it. It's going to be so fun. Restoration and development. 5% consumer goods. Repair speed. Oh, repair speed is so bad. Free repair plus 10. Oh, so bad. Infrastructure plus 10%. This is so bad. I'm sorry. Ugh. I want to get excited for this kind of stuff, and I don't want to be like a negative nanny, but none of this is very good. It's hard for me to get excited for this kind of things when I see those numbers. Anyway, what we got going now? So we have GameCon. Able to boost your military industry so they can keep the pace in the potential wars to come. -5 consumer goods. Master ideology drift. Subject to manpower requirement, extra trade. Is this kind of the idea of having them as puppet states? Is this what this is? Industrial program in Czechoslovakian Union. Numbers aren't decided at the moment. Okay. 20% construction speed. Oof, that's very good. Oof. Reduces industrial consumption by -50%. That's very good. I know, is it very good? You use it once, then you never touch it again, do you? What we got here? So railway construction. Oh, so it's confirmed. Infrastructure and railways are different. Oh, confirmed. This is a pretty good bonus. Not amazing, not blowing your mind, but it's okay. Bring German exports. This will give extra production, see efficiency growth. It kind of gives the impression that you have lots of options to go into to improve your industry, and they all do slightly different things. You know the big deal with HOI though, isn't it? Like starting out as a minor power which has very little industrial capabilities and then building up from nothing is actually really fun. Like the Netherlands, for instance. The Netherlands focus tree is so good. You've got resources, you've got some manpower in the Indies, and you have loads of potential to build tall. It's so much fun. But the Soviet Union, you're already really big to begin with, so they kind of need to nerf it, don't they? What we got here? Build Estonian National Academy of Sciences. Gives 1% research. And it gives them 10%. It says 50. But is that 50 political power? I don't think so. And it uses 1 civilian factory? Oh my god. Ugh. Okay. All right. Let me just say something. If it turns out that you can get 1% research buff going for all of these, that's pretty cool. But man, the upfront cost for this is really high. No, I actually think I like this. I think I like this. No, I like it. I like the idea that you have to invest into something. What's this? Solve debug faster and free. What? I like the idea that you invest into something and you get it later back. I like that concept. The only problem is this 50 political power. It's just very expensive. I have a feeling it's not political power, though, because there's an icon for political power now, isn't there? Oh, no, it is political power. Yeah, they're all political power. Too many things need political power. It annoys me, that. I thought political power has this icon now, this like little monument kind of icon, like a Greek Colosseum look to it. Greek podium or something. Anyway. Anyway, we've got Air Force now. We have the Foster Flying Clubs. Women in aviation. Oh my god, who's hyped for women? The modern war of the skies. Okay, so the Air Force for the Soviets is absolutely dreadful. So if they're not flying at night and in good weather, they'll still have a 75% chance of accidents. Do you know what? Now I think about it and we look at these numbers, they're actually not that bad. All right, they're shit. Don't get me wrong. Get me wrong. They're not good. But these numbers won't make a catastrophic difference to your ability to fight in the air. red Russia with red bonuses. Yes. Oh, women. That's actually cool. I like that. I love seeing new icons. Who doesn't like women in their games, guys? Come on. Come on. No disrespect. We want to get more women playing HOI, guys. It's the future. Navy time. Yay! Soviet Navy. I hope they've not put too much time into this because I know people don't make a Navy as the Soviets. There's lots of bonuses. You act like you've never seen a woman before. Feels bad, man. 5% repair speed and 5% reduction in refitting costs. The ×2 research modules is good though. Screens 10%. That's pretty good. Destroy models 100%. That's pretty good. Cool. Deck conversions. Creates a variant of the Project 71. Adds a converted cruiser hull. All right, so you have the ability to make a carrier quickly. That's cool. That's cool. Cool. So what's this part? I wasn't sure about this part. I just saw Buddha, the defense of Moscow, and Buddha laughing. Okay, it made it to the last actual branch, the military. Oh, this is the military branch. Okay. There are 3 branches here, 1 for military industry, 1 for defense, and 1 for the army. Let's start with the military industry on to the left. Okay. Wow. So we have tanks. The Su-122. So I'll be honest with you. This is like looking at, I don't know what to describe. I don't know. I'm in a factory. I'm looking at all the buttons that control the factory. I can't think of a good metaphor. But this is like foreign to me. Is that a crossbow? Has a T-34 got a crossbow on it? Madness. Those Soviets. So crazy. Development of Tankograd. Need to have more than 150 factories. No, hang on. More factories than 150. Your focus will cancel if the requirements are not met. So you have to have 150 factories or more. Okay. Land equipment experience cost -10% and adds a building slot and a military factory to every state in the Urals or in the Far East with at least 3 military factories. Oh, shit. That's really good. That's really good. And how many states are there in the Urals? Whoa, shit. That's really good. I mean, there's a lot of states in Siberia. There's at least 30, at least, isn't there? So 33 cities, 33 military factories with 1 focus. Woof. Woof. Interesting. Well, I guess that's where the new meta is going to be, to build all your military factories in the Far East, isn't it? It's interesting to see if that's going to be more beneficial than building in areas with high infrastructure. That does make you think. It really makes you think. Stalin's paranoia. Oh no. Unlocks the merge plant, designation of tanks and materials, allows us to merge different plants into active tanks and materials, blah, blah, blah. The merge the naval plants. Okay. Aircraft plants. Interesting. So this is the merge ones. What's with the names? Plant 174. Oh. Oh, no. I'm not sure how I feel about this. This is one of those things that if you've got political power to burn, you're gonna be okay with this. But the problem is, this is gonna be like 180 days, one civvy to gain a very small bonus. So I'm gonna say this now. Most players won't do these. They'll only do this late game when they've got nothing else to spend their political power on. Let's look at some of these bonuses. Let's rate them. So we've got artillery equipment minus 5%. You know what? That's actually okay. It's not, it doesn't blow my mind, but it's okay. It's okay. So, okay. I'll let you have that one. Next one is air mission efficiency plus 5%. That's okay. Radar research speed plus 10%. You know what? That's okay too. It's not mind-blowing, but it's okay. It's okay. I think that's wrong. It says 3 days here. 3 days to use one civvy? Well, this one takes 180 days. I think these numbers are wrong. And then we've got this one here. Production cost minus 10% for coastal defense ships. I mean, 10% is a lot when it comes down to ships because of the high production value. But who's making coastal defense ships? Listen, I'm not here to be negative, okay? I understand a lot of these numbers aren't final, okay? So it is a work in progress. All I'm worried about, listen, I'm going to give you my concerns, all right? My concerns are a lot of these are very expensive, but give very small bonuses, okay? There's nothing about this one that jumps out at me. I don't want 3% movement speed for my armor. Maybe when they completely change the meta with this new combat width, new infrastructure, new movement speeds, when everything's changed, because this expansion is going to be a biggie, by the way. This is going to be the biggest overhaul to Hearts of Iron 4 to date. No shadow of a doubt. This is going to be a massive update. You are going to be playing a new game. What is a defense coastal ship? It's a heavy cruiser that's cheaper. No, it's a light cruiser that can have heavy cruiser guns, heavy batteries, but has a penalty to movement speed. That's it. It's kind of like a pocket battleship almost. It's for countries that can't afford battleships, basically. That's my understanding. It's been a while since I haven't really built many of them, but I think that's my understanding. Anyway, here we go. So without noting, there are a few naval and tank designers available for the Soviet Union. I think they need to go back to these for all countries, to be honest with you, because they need to have bonuses that are more like custom for those nations. So army research plus 10%, that's standard flavor. Conversion speed bonus plus 15%. See, that's difficult to know because we don't know how conversions are going to work, whether how practical they are going to be for tanks. So we don't really know how good that's going to be. Equipment capturation plus 15%. Because they've recently changed how capture ratio works, haven't they? This is either really strong or just okay. I can't tell which. Land equipment experience cost. What does that mean? I'll be honest with you guys. These numbers are like, whew. What we got? Armor technology plus 5%. Yeah, that's okay. By selecting the armor designer, they will permanently affect categories of all equipment research while they are hired. That's interesting. They've actually added that tooltip now. So this is a common thing people used to get wrong in HOI4. People would go for Fokker for Netherlands after when they've researched the fighter. Well, that makes no difference to the stats of a fighter. It is only everything that is built and researched after you go for the designer. So they're making that explicitly clear now with a tooltip. That's good. Sebastopol marine plant. Research, okay. Accident reduction. Refitting. Refitting speed. That's interesting. See, at the minute, refitting is not worth your time. It is not worth it because it just takes too long. It's too expensive too. I like stuff that reduce the refitting cost and speed though. That's really cool. Repair speed plus 10%. That's always really cool. And do you know what? This one's actually really good. This is really good. If you are looking to build a navy for the Soviet Union, 5% carrier cost, that's reducing your construction time by like 2 weeks almost, maybe even a month. That's actually pretty good. Impregnable force. Well, now. Adding batteries. Interesting. Crimea, Luga, and Leningrad. Further down the tree, we have the Leningrad Polytechnical Institute, which grants you your 5th research slot, the Road to Life, and the Soviet atomic bomb. Atomic bomb, eh? So you can only do this when you've got 7 Academy of Sciences. I like that. That's a good idea. So basically, you've got a reason now to have a certain goal to get a certain amount. That's why the decisions for the Netherlands to get the oil decisions are good, because you get like 3 of them, and then you get a free civvy for it. So this gives you more an incentive to actually want to do it, which is really, really, really good. Which grants +1 operative slot. Interesting. Another victory for peace. Nuclear deterrent. What we got here? Let's talk about the army branch. Restore the Cossack units. I'm really curious about that one. Penal battalions. What? Who builds the Soviet Navy? Well, a lot of people are going to play in Soviet Union after this. Maybe they'll be invading America. Who knows? Defense on core territory +3%. Ideological ship +10%. Commander abilities +10%. Interesting. Oh, wow. So they're getting the penalty that France gets to doctrines to the Soviet Union. Ooh, that's actually kind of good. That actually makes kind of sense anyway, because it needs to reflect how shite the Soviet Union was at the start of Barbarossa. And then they pick up the lessons of war really quickly. Ooh, I like that. I like it. Guys, I'm really regretting that energy drink now. It's a bit late for an energy drink, wasn't it? That was a bit silly. What was I thinking? Guys, why didn't you talk me out of it? You had me flying a drone inside my garage as well. I can't believe it, guys. Why didn't you stop me? You're awful. Okay, so Red Army has a big penalty to 15% org. Oof, that's really bad. Experienced soldier losses +25%? Oh my goodness, that's terrible. But it makes conscription cheaper. Cavalry speed +5%. Cavalry attack +5%. Oh, that's the Cossack units. Right, okay. You get a new general and you get 4 cavalry divisions with 1 infantry. Okay. The next one will boost your civilian division organization in exchange for some extra training time. That's kind of cool. I like that. I like the concept of quality over quantity. That's kind of cute. I like that. So as you progress down this focus path, you're basically getting your organization back. Interesting. Okay. Oh, and then you're getting reinforced and recovery rate, classic Soviet Union bonuses. Has military organization, which grants you army experience minus 100%. Right. So it has... Interesting. So it has a period where there's a period of time where your army's vulnerable because you're basically reshuffling your entirety of your army internally. Interesting. It's 50x army XP. That's interesting. It's 25 command power. Interesting. It's the first time I've ever seen you gain command power from a focus. Desperate measures. Minimum training time minus 10%. Basically means you can deploy divisions at 0% training. Which grants mobilization plus 10%. Unlocks several great patriotic war decisions. So the more you get pushed back, the more that you can activate these events. Oh, that is so cool. That's exactly how I wanted it to be. The idea that the more and more land you lose, the more desperate you get inside of the Soviet Union. Oh, that's so good. That's so good. I like it a lot. Anyway, so this path is so big. So once again, more bonuses. Activate Order 227. It will unlock... Cowed by Stalin. Loses recovery rate and reinforce rate. Mobilization. Extra defense on... 25%! That's massive. That is very big, guys. That's such a big number that crappy soldiers can hold back tanks with that kind of defense. What the hell is this? Is this literally gulag manpower? To raise penal divisions in uniform divisions entirely comprised of convicts. Penal divisions might as well be well equipped as regulars, but they are equipped, easy to replenish, and overall can perform very good at cheap meat shields, as long as you don't care too much about their manpower. Something that's probably not the biggest issue in the Soviet Union. Organization of the Partisans. Oh, this is exactly what I was saying. So there should be ways of increasing the attrition inside of Russian-occupied lands. So this grants you damage to garrisons in states by the enemy plus 10%. Targets of sabotage plus 50%. Resistance effectiveness plus 15%. It'd be really interesting to see how effective this is. Those numbers don't really mean a great deal until you've used them. That's interesting. The generals and the spies are together. Oh, collectivist propaganda. That's for the old days. Positive heroism. Yay. This is the last. Skip the political branch for a moment. Jump to the internal affairs branch. Common branch of the communist past. You have posters. I'll be honest with you. This is a new element because it's basically the decisions are pictures instead of actual buttons that you press. I'm assuming. I don't want this dev diary to go on too long, guys. That's why I'm kind of speeding up in a minute. Collectivist propaganda gives non-core manpower plus 5%. Recruitable population plus 15%. Wow, that's really strong. Division recovery rate plus 5%. Stability plus 10%. Ew. Hey. This is the common turn path. This gives extra recruitable pop for Mongolia, Tanatuva. I'll be honest with you. This focus tree is so massive. Recover Alaska? Ooh. Ooh. Colonies, boys. Adds political ID rallies in Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania. So the idea of converting them, that's kind of a cool concept, I guess. There needs to be a path that boosts ideology from afar. I'm going to say that 0.1 per day is too low. It needs to be at least 0.15 to actually make a worthwhile impact. That is way too slow. The truth is, they will flip ideology eventually, especially over 1,000 days. But it'll just take too long. You're near the end of the game anyway, so it's like the Mexican path, when you convert South America, it's 0.2 per day, and that flips them incredibly quickly. Soviet Union gains claims on all Estonian cores, Latvia and Lithuania. Send an ultimatum. So you send an ultimatum now by decision. You don't have to justify, I'm guessing. Soviet-sponsored rallies in the capital. Oh, that's for Estonia. Ooh. Send in the police and bash some heads. Wow. Paradox. This is intervention. The two flags support. Oh, it's interesting how like you're going to work with the other Soviets in China. That's interesting. The Gombe Gambit. Builds one railway in Alma Alta. Okay, we got proposed mineral protections. No. Oh, okay. So that's one element that the game is missing out on. Is it? I always pronounce this right. Is it Xinjiang? Xinglang? I'm sorry, guys. I'm butchering that. But apparently that was under high influence by the Soviet Union, and it was communist. One of the Chinese warlords. Socialism in one country. Wow. The anti-Soviet Trotsky Center. Damn. So apparently Stalin is paranoid, and I guess you have to quench his paranoia by purging, I'm guessing. I'm sorry if I'm rushing this, guys. Once again, this is a very big, dense dev diary. I don't want to spend forever on that. Look at me. I'm an unlocalized monster. The big bonuses. I guess this is after the purge is complete. Oh, here we go. So these are potential things that happen to you when you do the purge. Some nasty penalties here. This one's really bad. Understaffed bureaucracy, losing PP and losing construction, 15%. Whoa, you can see the hit list. Get them all, boys. Gotta catch them all. Trotsky's in Mexico. Oh, subtle assassination. Raid Trotsky's villa. Damn. Ice pick, boys. God, that's actually really bad, actually, now I think about it. Assassination, not cool. The IS-2. Oof, look at this big boy. 100 armor. Gains extra political power. Justification war. Ooh, minus 25% justify war. Oh, here we go, boys. Soviet world conquest. Here we come. Any country that reduces justify war goal time. Romania, Poland. Any nation that has that ability are perfect nations for a world conquest. Perfect. Annexation cost minus 10%. Ticking war support? Wow. Weekly stability? Okay, I didn't notice this. It was ticking stability. So this is late game, isn't it? Let's be totally real right now. To get Super Saiyan Stalin, the SSS, you need to be late game. These bonuses are amazing. Weekly stability and weekly war support. Compliance gain? Ooh. Justify war goal time when at war with a major, minus 50%. It's already really big already anyway. So, this is a world conquest. This is a world conquest. When you get this focus, this basically says, I'm getting the rest of the world, boys. It's too much. If it's late game, I'm okay with it.